And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. This is Mr. Kasarian. We are back in Automation, the car company Tycoon game. So today we are working on a cheaper version of the Firehawk, a 1972 model. So let's take a look. You can see I've made some minor revisions to the design on this vehicle. Let's hit the save button here for the sake of it. So you can see we have the old sport model, the 1970 edition. Bit of a different design. And here we have the new 1972 edition. Just some minor changes. Roof line changes, rear line changes, bit of a shorter trunk in the back. Ta-da! Okay. So, what are we working on here? First of all, we're going to need an engine for this thing. Alright? And I'm thinking... So look at this. It's going to be a two-door rear-wheel drive, and let's make it a nice greenish color. Sorry about that. Alright. So, let's move ahead here. Now for engine models, we can go with either the generator or dynamo. I think the Pine is going to be a bit too small. So using a generator engine, that's a V6, and the dynamo is a V8. I'm thinking the dynamo is going to be our better bet, and we're going to probably use the 5.8 Niagara injection engine, which I believe... I'm not sure what other vehicles I've used that engine on before, so let's take a look. So right, we're going forged I-beam, pull this back out. And we're just having some issues with RPM limits as we're heading up to about 63,000 RPMs. And that's fine. I don't think I can go any lower. Yeah, that starts running us into other issues there. So we're going to have to stick with that. Oh, right, we're doing this in 1972. I don't think there are any major technology changes going on here. So switch back over here. Hopefully that didn't just completely edit my Niagara one and switch it over to being something completely different. Okay, so this is going to be Niagara Dynamo. And technology is pretty much the same across the board. Cam profile and compression is pretty much the same. Now remember, this vehicle is designed to run on a 98 octane engine. However, this is actually going to be not a fuel-injected engine. So we're actually going back to a carburetor. So we're going to probably go again with a 4-barrel, yeah, see, a 4-barrel twin. Okay? And again, you're seeing here we're having this issue, engine is running rich. Okay? So we're going to have to decrease how much fuel mixture we're pumping into this engine here. And that's giving us an engine knock, so we're going to have to back off on our ignition timing just a little bit. But what this has done is you can see we're green across the board in all of these other components. And that should give us, and we're actually, I believe, a little bit cheaper on this engine as well. Now, this was all pretty much done up already. We're using long tubular dual exhaust with a catalytic converter. So if we look over here, we can see, alright, we're good here. I might even be able to bring, yeah, not really. Can't really bring that down at all. And we can't even really back off on our cam profile. What we do have is a very high compression engine based in the 5.8 liter engine here. It's a very, very good basic model engine, I think. Especially as how it's running with the different components here. Now, it's DOHC aluminum upper and lower in a V8 block. So it should do pretty well. It still has that nice V8 sound to it. And it's throwing out about 455 horsepower out the front. Now, the question is here if we get away with a DCOE twin. No, we have to go with a DCOE quad, which is monumentally... No, it's actually a little... 4-barrel twin is cheaper, right? Yes, 4-barrel twin is much cheaper. Less performance, but it is much cheaper, and we don't have to worry about... Oops. Nope, there we go. Now, the throttle response will be much higher with the 4-barrel. And this thing does have a pretty low throttle response, but we're building it cheaper, remember? Building it cheaper. And just for comparison, going between injection is an extra about $400 on this system. All right, so we're saving a fair amount of money this way. Can I back off on this? No, I can't. Okay. So yeah, now we can back off a little bit here. And there we go. So, all right, let's take a look at the actual internals of the car we're building. It's going to be a manual single clutch, but it's actually only a 4-speed. Okay. And the first thing we want to get done here, though, is this cooling airflow. Or not, apparently. So we're going to do sports compound roads with... We're going to actually go this time with steel. And we're going to go solid disc, 2-piston. And we actually be able to get away with drum rears. We'll see about that. So we're going to go with none here. We need 438 kilojoules per second of cooling. So that's okay, 438. So let's look at how we're building this nose here. Especially with the grill we're going to use. And I'm actually going to use a different grill design than usual. I don't like that one. Or that one. Yeah, we'll do the open front. I'm not really a fan of that one either. Now what we'll also do here is we're going to put a pair of vents in on the side. There we go. There we go. All right. So now let's take a look back over to here. This has to be at 438 at a minimum. There we go. Now we can go back over, let's see, this is a 2-seat with 30.7 with standard seats, standard radio, advanced 70s tech. And we're going to go standard. We'll splurge on a gas monotube. Set for sport. Okay, detail stats. Yeah, alright, we have some issues to fix here. So, that's set to 101. Let's take a look at what we can fix with this. Alright. We're going to have some brake fade issues. Duh. That's fine. Body CD is actually pretty low. That's good. Chassis stiffness is always an issue. Brake distance is 0. Why is it 0? Because our brakes right now suck. Okay. Now, we actually have a lot more grip on our rear tires than we typically do, so we're going to go solid discs in the back. Though we should get the tires squared away first, come to think of it. Actually, they're pretty much fine as is, come to think of it. Well, I can't see grip on my chart right now. so we'll have to go up a bit in terms of our tire profile there. Alright, so what did I just mess up? There we go. And there we go. Alright, drivability is still pretty low, but we'll fix that. Alright, we need to get the size of these brakes up a bit. There we go. And the fronts, well, the fronts need a lot of help. Amazingly, actually, we have a lot of front grip on these tires. And I mean a lot of front grip. In fact, we're not going to be able to get it up high enough. There we go. So actually, our brake fade is now down to about minus 0.5%, which I think is pretty decent for this vehicle. The braking power is actually pretty decent. 62 to 0 and 37.4 isn't the worst. We don't have any downforce in the car, which is a penalty we're taking, which is fine in my humble opinion. This number here is looking pretty decent. Now we can tweak this up a little bit. Yeah, alright, so we're finding a sweet spot right about there. Now, if I drop the ride height anymore, yeah, okay, so the ride height's pretty much fine where it sits. Alright, so let's take another look at this thing. We don't have power steering, which is hurting its drivability by quite a bit. The safety's pretty decent, which is good. Airflow's pretty decent, which is also good. Get a bit more airflow. Yeah, no, it doesn't like that. Okay. Our top speed is 101.5 miles per hour, which... Really? 101.5? That's our top speed here? Of course, the biggest issue we're having is that wheel spin, right? And that's the huge downside to this sort of to rear-wheel drive engine vehicles like this, is that you don't have a lot of weight on your rear wheels, so it's more likely that you're just going to sit there and spin out like a madman. But that's fine. That's fine. Now, under detail stats, if we look at detail stats again, we're taking a penalty on our top speed, because top speed actually isn't that high for this car. Drivability is, well, we're taking understeer, gearbox, they don't like the footprint. Brake balance, they don't like the engine. They like the wheel load. They don't like the wheel spin. I don't like the drive height. If we got rid of all of these, we'd actually have 30, 45, 57, 58 point something. 59 maybe even. But that's just not going to happen. That is just not going to happen. Safety is actually pretty decent. Economy, well, yeah. Practicality, cargo volume's an issue, seat count's an issue, width's an issue, door number is an issue, load capacity's an issue, driver height's an issue. Let's see how we're stacking up against the markets. It's a muscle car. It apparently is also a pony car, and it's a track car. I don't know how we got those rankings. Muscle car, we are losing, but more affordable. Pony, we are losing. Losing? No, we're winning. We're winning pony, but we are less affordable. Track, we are losing horribly, but yeah. Muscle premium, this is not a premium vehicle. Track premium, this is not a premium vehicle. So sport budget, it's actually winning on sport budget, but it's less affordable than the other sport budgets. So we managed to build a car in here that is in the middle. I think what we can do, though, is we can go down to a basic AM radio, which gives us some better options here. And we'll bring that back down. Which has reduced our cost a little bit. We'll bring our safety focus down to standard. But we'll leave the quality slider where it is. I'm actually kind of debating adding a skid tray. Well, that's not even going to really improve the vehicle that much, is it? No, it really isn't. I was about to say, well, I might just add a... I might add some sort of undercladding, but that's not even going to help. And we have a pretty restrictive tire width there, so... Let's see what our new stats are. Safety's gone down, sportiness is the same, but the price has gone down. And that's what I was targeting here. We're still winning at Pony, although we're less affordable. Yeah, I mean... That's the issue here, isn't it? And a lot of that cost is coming out of my engine. A lot of it is coming out of that dynamo engine. The 5.8 Niagara dynamo engine. And there's just no way to fix that overhead, really. Not without redesigning the engine and bringing those quality sliders way down on that engine. Which I could do, I guess. Let me look at this. Alright. So it's $17.96 material cost. And what fraction of my total car cost is that going to be? That's a tiny fraction of my total vehicle cost. Tiny, tiny fraction. So, you know what? I guess we'll have to live with it as is, you know? Okay, so let's look at what we're probably going to end up working on next. Yeah, alright. So I'm thinking of advancing the year. Or no, we already advanced the year. We're in 72. Right. So let's take a look at our other car line. Alright, let's look at our 1970 Sport. And I don't remember what the Sport was running as an engine. Okay, it's running the 5.8 Niagara I. Well, that's good to know. Okay. So let's look at its design stats and where it's sitting at a top speed of... in here. 165 with a 5-speed engine. Okay, so that's that with that vehicle. And its wheel spin is a lot lower too, which is nice to see. So the next car we're going to probably put out, I'm thinking is going to be a family car of sorts. Or not a family car, but a cheap, mass-producible vehicle, I think. Not certain of the design yet, but I'm thinking something more like a Honda Civic. Yeah, that should probably be a good design for us to roll out. Something like a Honda Civic or so on. But the real thing we're going to have to work on, too, is if we check markets again, we have until 1979 to get our butts together for the leaded fuel ban. So we need to start looking at using engine types that don't involve these high-octane leaded fuels. We have to start looking at other things, all right? And that's going to be difficult. That's going to be tricky. No, body and trim are too old to be... Oh, okay, right. Okay, because this is the older model. Anyways, so guys, this has been Mr. Kasarian. I want to thank you all for watching. I know this has been a short episode today, but we're just doing a redesign of another vehicle. So it's not much, you know... When you think it we're just kind of doing a redesign of another vehicle. We're not building a whole new model. Hopefully in the next episode we will have a whole new model to come out with. I hope. And we'll see how that works out. Anyways, ladies and gentlemen, this has been Mr. Kasarian. Thank you very much for watching. Hope you enjoyed the episode. If you didn't, you know, didn't like it, tell me why. Let me know why. This is probably the last episode I'll be able to record of automation while I'm in Ireland. I don't think I'll have an opportunity to... I may have an opportunity to record some Starship Corporation at some point in the nearby future, but I wouldn't count on it if I were you. Anyways, thank you so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed the episode. As always, have fun building.